You are not short of breath because you are unfit. You are short of breath because your lung cells are inflamed, and most people never find out until the inflammation has been running for years. Your lungs are not just organs for breathing. They are also home to one of your body's most active immune defenses. And when that defense starts receiving the wrong signals, it stops working quietly, it starts working loudly. Welcome to Cellfresco. One belief drives everything we do here. Every cell has a healing food. Today we are going inside your lungs. Not to your chest x-ray, not to your breathing test results, but to the cells that make breathing possible. 3 cellular problems, 3 healing foods, what to eliminate, a daily protocol, and a Cellfresco bonus that goes beyond food. Now the story. Your lungs contain 3 types of cells that matter most to this story. The first are alveolar cells. Think of them as gatekeepers at hundreds of millions of tiny doors. Every breath opens those doors. Oxygen passes through, carbon dioxide passes out. This gas exchange happens billions of times a year. In healthy lungs, it is effortless. The second are cilia. Think of them as tiny brooms lining your airways. Their only job is to sweep debris, bacteria, and pollutants out before they cause damage. The third are mast cells. Think of them as the lungs' alarm system. When something truly dangerous enters, mast cells trigger an immune response. They release histamine. They call for reinforcements. In a healthy lung, these 3 cell types work in harmony. The gatekeepers exchange gas. The brooms sweep. The alarm stays quiet. But when the wrong signals arrive, the alarm never stops ringing. Every breath you take is sending instructions to your lung cells. Some instructions calm the alarm. Others amplify it. Problem 1, your alveolar cells are inflamed, and the gas exchange is suffering. The alveoli are surrounded by the thinnest possible layer of tissue, so thin that a single oxygen molecule can pass through. That thinness is also a vulnerability. Research published in the European Respiratory Journal confirms that chronic low-grade inflammation thickens the alveolar membrane. The same NF-κB inflammatory pathway that damages your liver, your joints, and your gut also thickens this membrane. When the membrane thickens, oxygen transfer slows. You breathe the same amount of air, but your cells receive less oxygen. Your body compensates by breathing faster, shallower, more urgently. And because the alveolar cells are under inflammatory stress, they begin releasing cytokines, inflammatory signals that travel beyond the lungs, into the bloodstream, reaching the brain, reaching the heart, reaching the joints. Shortness of breath after mild exertion is not the problem. It is the message your alveolar cells are sending back to you. The healing food, turmeric. Turmeric does not just reduce inflammation. Turmeric whispers to your alveolar membrane, "You're safe now. You can thin out again." Multiple studies suggest that curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, may reduce NF-κB signaling inside alveolar cells. A clinical trial published in Respiratory Medicine found that curcumin supplementation was associated with measurable improvements in airway inflammation markers in individuals with chronic respiratory inflammation. Your action: 1 teaspoon of turmeric in warm water or food every day. Add a pinch of black pepper. The compound piperine in black pepper appears to significantly increase curcumin absorption. Every bite you eat is sending instructions to your alveolar cells. Turmeric sends a signal of calm. Problem 2, your cilia have slowed, and your airways are filling with what they should be clearing. Healthy cilia beat around 12 times per second. Every second of every hour you are alive. They move debris, bacteria, pollutants, and mucus upward and out of the lungs. But research published in the American Journal of Respiratory Cell and Molecular Biology shows that chronic inflammation reduces ciliary beat frequency. Inflammatory cytokines, specifically IL-13 and IL-4, appear to slow the cilia down, sometimes stopping certain cells from producing cilia at all. When cilia slow, debris accumulates. Bacteria that should have been swept out begin to colonize. Mucus thickens and settles. The airways narrow. And your body responds the only way it knows how. It coughs. A persistent cough is not the problem. It is the message your cilia are sending back to you. The healing food, ginger. Ginger does not just fight infection. Ginger tells your cilia, "Move again. Sweep again. You have backup now." Ginger contains gingerols and shogalls, compounds that laboratory studies suggest may support ciliary function by reducing the inflammatory cytokines that slow ciliary beat. Research also indicates that ginger has natural mucolytic properties. It appears to help thin mucus, making it easier for the already slowed cilia to move it out of the airways. Your action: fresh ginger tea every morning. Slice 4 or 5 pieces of fresh ginger. Steep in hot water for 5 minutes. Add lemon if preferred. Every bite you eat is sending instructions to your cilia. Ginger sends a signal of movement. Problem 3. Your mast cells are overreacting, and they cannot stand down. Mast cells are essential. In a genuine emergency, they save your life. They trigger the immune response that seals wounds, attacks pathogens, and summons the immune system's full force. But when mast cells become chronically sensitized, they react to things that are not genuine threats. Dust, cold air, exercise, strong smells. Research published in the Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology confirms that chronic inflammation lowers the activation threshold of mast cells. They become hair trigger, ready to fire at the slightest provocation. When mast cells fire, they release histamine. Histamine causes airway narrowing, swelling, mucus production, breathlessness. This is the cellular mechanism behind reactive airways, behind the tightness, behind the wheeze. The goal is not simply to manage the symptoms. The goal is to change the signals your mast cells are receiving every day. Airway tightness without an obvious cause is not the problem. It is the message your mast cells are sending back to you. The healing food. Quercetin-rich foods. Quercetin does not just calm inflammation. Quercetin tells your mast cells, lower your guard. You are not under attack. Quercetin is a flavonoid found in significant concentrations in apples, red onions, and capers. Multiple laboratory studies suggest that quercetin may act as a natural mast cell stabilizer. It appears to reduce the release of histamine from mast cells and inhibit the degranulation process that triggers airway inflammation. A review published in Nutrients concluded that quercetin was associated with reduced airway hypersensitivity in both animal models and early human studies. Your action: 1 apple with skin every day. Add red onion to salads or cooking 3 to 4 times per week. Every bite you eat is sending instructions to your mast cells. Quercetin-rich foods send a signal of restraint. The protocol: 3 foods, 3 signals, 1 calmer pair of lungs. Turmeric whispers to your alveolar cells, you are safe now, you can thin out. Let oxygen through again. Ginger tells your cilia to move again, to sweep again, to clear what has been sitting in your airways too long. Quercetin-rich foods tell your mast cells to lower their guard. Raise the threshold. Stop reacting to things that are not a real threat. What to eliminate? 3 inputs that send the loudest wrong signals to your lung cells. Smoking and passive smoke. Smoke is directly toxic to cilia. Research confirms it destroys ciliary cells and paralyzes those that survive. No food protocol can compensate for daily smoke exposure. Sugar. Chronic high blood sugar increases AGE formation. Advanced glycation end products accumulate in the alveolar membrane, thickening it from the inside, the same membrane that needs to stay thin for oxygen to pass through. Processed cooking oils. When heated, polyunsaturated oils produce aldehydes and volatile compounds. Indoor air pollution from cooking with processed oils appears to activate mast cells the same way outdoor pollution does. The trigger does not have to come from outside. Cellfresco bonus: 1 extra cellular signal. Today the bonus is nasal breathing. Most people breathe through their mouths without noticing, but the nose is not just a passage, it is a filtration and conditioning system. Nasal breathing filters particles before they reach your alveoli. It warms and humidifies air so your cilia can function properly. It produces nitric oxide, a compound that research suggests acts as a natural bronchodilator. Opening your airways from the inside. Studies published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that nasal breathing during exercise was associated with lower perceived exertion and measurably improved oxygen saturation compared to mouth breathing. Your action: during the day, close your mouth when you are not speaking. During exercise, practice breathing through your nose. It will feel harder at first. That is the adaptation process. Safety note: if you have significant nasal obstruction or breathing conditions, speak with your healthcare provider before changing your breathing pattern. And remember this: every breath is not just oxygen. Every breath is another cellular signal. The closing. You came here because something is happening in your chest. Tightness, breathlessness, a cough that will not go away, a feeling that the air is somehow thinner than it used to be. But here is what Cellfresco wants you to understand. The air has not changed. Your cells have. And the cells that changed can receive different signals. Turmeric is not a supplement. It is a message to your alveolar membrane. Ginger is not a spice. It is a signal to your cilia. Quercetin is not a nutrient. It is an instruction to your mast cells. Food is a language. And your cells are listening. Every bite is a conversation with your cells. Every habit sends another cellular signal. Every day is another opportunity to change the conversation. Every cell has a healing food. If this episode changed how you understand your lungs, subscribe to Cellfresco. Every week we go deeper into the cellular conversations that your symptoms have been trying to start. Next time on Cellfresco, the hidden inflammation that men carry silently, the cellular story your testosterone levels are not telling you. Keep healing, keep thriving,